Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. My name is Mary Frances. I'm one of Minju Mali's medical Qigong students. Welcome to medical Qigong practice. We're working on the Golden 8 today. All of the exercises 1 through 8. If you are new, please don't feel like you have to learn all of the exercises all at once. As you practice, they'll become more and more familiar to you. Let's go ahead and start out with our warm-up. We're opening up to the left. Feet are hip width, shoulder width apart. The feet are parallel. Settling into the space. Relaxing the bottoms of the feet. Softening the knees. Relaxing the low back. Relaxing the shoulders. Softening the jaw. Allowing the very tip of the tongue to elevate to the roof of the mouth. The very top of the head to reach up into the sky. With the right hand in a loose fist, we're starting to tap about 3 to 4 finger breaths beneath the belly button. Breathing in and out through the nose. Tapping firmly enough that you can feel the vibration, but not so strongly that it causes discomfort or pain. Pain is not your friend, not in this practice. Moving up the midline. Towards just underneath the clavicle. Underneath the arm. Coming down the ribs back to the midline. Coming down the yang side of the arm, the outside of the arm. Back of the hand. And the palm. Coming up the yin side or the inside of the arm, back towards the shoulder. Slowing down. And then wiping out anything you don't need or want, letting it go back into the earth. Switching sides. Allowing the mind intent to start correlating to the area with which we're tapping. Relaxing the tissues. Creating greater qi and blood flow. Widening the stance, I'm going to reposition myself, and we're tapping the inner thigh and then up at the hip. Transitioning. Once you get up to the hips and the glutes, sliding that left foot a little closer to the right, maintaining that hip width, shoulder width distance. And continuing the tapping up to just underneath the rib cage. Warming up the kidneys and the kidney area. Placing the palms at the low back and circling down the sides and up the spine. Resting the palms at the low back, closing the eyes. Inhaling, guiding the breath in the chi to the low back, allowing it to fill up with energy. Exhaling, allowing that energy to flow to wherever is needed within the body. Inhaling, guiding the breath in the chi to the low back, allowing the kidneys to fill up with energy. And exhaling, allowing that energy to flow to wherever it's needed within the body. Inhaling and exhaling at your own pace. Allowing the mind to relax into the breath. Allowing the breath to relax the body. And allowing the chi to flow freely to wherever it's needed. When you're ready, gently opening the eyes, letting the arms come back down to the sides, and closing by bringing that left foot back to the right. We're starting out with Reach for Happiness for the lung and large intestine. Inhaling. Exhaling. In and out. Inhaling. Exhaling. In and out. Now you get to go at your own pace, working with your own breath. Getting ready to close. Closing. Our heart, small intestine exercise, the archer. Inhaling. Exhaling. In. And out. Inhaling. Exhaling and working at your own pace. Allowing the movement to be an expression of the breath. Getting ready to close. Closing. For spleen stomach exercise between heaven and earth. Inhaling. And exhaling. In. And out. Inhaling. And exhaling. Getting ready to close. Closing. Our pericardium Sanjiao exercise, turn and look back. Inhaling and exhaling. In and out. Inhaling and exhale. Getting ready to close. Closing. Our liver gallbladder exercise, twist and release. Inhaling and exhaling. In and out. Getting ready to close. Closing. Our kidney urinary bladder exercise, bend for health. Inhaling. Exhaling. In and out. Inhaling and exhaling. In, out. Inhaling back to the start. Getting ready to close. Closing. Our rim channel exercise, energy punch. Inhaling, exhaling, in and out. And getting ready to close. Closing. Our do channel exercise, energy jump in 2 parts. Inhaling and exhaling. Transitioning to part 2. Inhaling as we come up, exhaling as we come down. Bringing the feet together, keeping the feet together so that we can retain all the wonderful, wonderful energy we've been cultivating over the past 27 minutes. Bringing the palms together. My math is not great. You all may have noticed that while we do the facial rejuvenation exercises that we're going to do now to close up, because there are numbers involved. Our number today is 9, washing the face 9 times. Wiping the brow 9 times. Up and down the nose. And circles in and out 9 times each. Dredging the channels of the scalp using all the fingertips. Beating the drum. Grasping the ears using all of your fingertips. Popping the cork. And then uniting the ren and the do, circling inward and outward 9 times each. Massaging the jaw. And then brushing down the throat, we're doing 12 times total or 6 times each side. Down the breastbone, 12 times total. Placing the palms at the lower dantian, circling up the right and down the left 9 times. Switching directions. Resting the palms at the lower dantian, closing the eyes. Inhaling, guiding the breath and the chi to the lower dantian, filling it up with energy. Exhaling, allowing that energy to settle and store. Inhaling, guiding the breath and the chi to the lower dantian, filling it up. Exhaling, allowing that energy to settle and store so that you may use it throughout the rest of your day. Inhaling and exhaling at your own pace. Letting the mind relax. Letting the breath relax the body. And allowing the chi to settle and store. Thank you, Qigong family, for practicing with us this morning. And thank you, Henry, for giving me this opportunity to do this practice. First for teaching me, and then also for letting me do this YouTube thing, and giving my parents and I a way to communicate during this quarantine time. And thank you for everyone who's been practicing. It's so much fun to see your names and then your faces and all of that good stuff. So really, I just wanted to say thank you and happy 100. And it's Henry, it's your turn.
Hey, Mary Frances, thank you. Thank you everybody for joining us. Hey, it's good to be here with you guys for our 100th class and sticking through. Can't believe it's been 100 classes. Who would have thought that when we started this, that this was last this long, and we're still going. So, and then tomorrow we finish off the Basic 8 series, so we'll have all 8 complete exercises after tomorrow. So it's a pretty major accomplishment for all of us, and a major milestone. So we really appreciate you guys and all of your support of us as well. We're winging it along the way as we went, trying to figure out what was the best way to do this. So we're still learning, and we're still trying to do what we, try to help figure out what's best going forward. So today I do want to talk about, since we're talking about 100, all right, 100 is also important in face reading, but we look at, the 5 elements in terms of also our lifespan and what that means, and the different cycles that happen in our lives. So let me just give you some context and pull up what 100 years mean on the face, okay? One second here. All right, okay, this is maybe a little bit pixely, but you should see some numbers on the face. All right, so there's a difference between women and men. Okay, so you can see on okay, here's 1. So your first year starts on women, it's on your right ear. So remember, women are always right. So women start on the right. Okay, and for men, it would be their opposite side. So, oops, I did not mean to do that on her. Okay, so this is the men's face, and it's pretty much a mirror of the other. So it starts on 1 on the ear, 1 through 7 on one ear, and then 8 through 14 on the other ear. and it goes through, and then 100 is right on your chin. So a lot of your later years are on your jaw, but also around basically the circumference of your face, around your hairline as well. This is actually, we didn't discuss this as much, but this is also a kidney area of your face, right along the hairline, as well as that jawline too. Okay. So what do these numbers mean on you? Okay. So we talked about once briefly that, markings and wrinkles on your face are actually a good thing because they represent different lessons that you may have learned in your life. So if you got like a wrinkle or blemish or something like that on your face, that's what it means. And if you try to erase it, you try to maybe Botox it out or something, that also can erase that valuable lesson that you may have learned in your life. So what these numbers correspond to is you may have different markings. It could be different blemishes, could be a scar on your face. Now, I don't think any of us are 100 right now. Okay, so that means that some of these numbers are into your future. All right, but let's talk about the ones in your past. So if you look in your past and you may see certain markings that could correspond to different numbers on your face. So you may look at that as it could be, it could be a few different things. One, it could just be a little marking. It may not mean much, but energetically, we look at perhaps it was a lesson that was learned or something important happened at that period in time. But it only marks if you learned a lesson or some sort of impact from that. Okay, so something might have happened. It's also your reaction to it. So for example, okay, this year could be a very lesson imposing year. It could be one that's a life-changing year for you. But for some other people, it might just be, well, it's the same thing for me every day. Okay, so there are some people that they're not stressed out. They're just going on their daily day every day this year. And so they wouldn't mark at all. Okay, but like if you had some really major, maybe a depression, or maybe had a really major shift in your life, maybe you're having a change in careers, you're pivoting around in your life from what you normally do, then you're probably gonna mark for this year on your face. So that's what would be on your past. And then your future would be areas that you wanna be just noting on. Okay, just like when we talk about in 5 elements, every 12 years is a very major change or transition because that's a change in the elements. So for example, 1 through 12 would be what we say the spring years or your wood years, and that's kind of your early years with your kind of coming into being. And then from 13 through 24 are your fire years. Those are years when you're really kind of full-blown into who you are. And then from 24 to 36, we look at when you start to establish your roots, start to get grounded, people have families, that kind of stuff. And then from 36 to 48 is when you start to get some clarity about what's important in your life and your direction and where you're going to go. And then from 48 to 60 is when we start to dream and imagine and also gather a lot of wisdom about your life, but also thinking about your next 60-year cycle after 60. So 60 is not over. And same thing, 100 years is not over. So there is an absolute and a relative. So we, in 5 elements, we look at, all these different, every 12 years as being very important. And here we look at the later years. So that this is more of a relative, because we all live in the past 60. If you live to 60, like it's like amazing, right? Like you won the lottery. But now, most people live past 60, way past 60. And so our goal is more like 100 or 110. Obviously, it's more about being healthy and able and, having your mental capacities with you through all this time. And that's why you're doing Qigong and taking care of your health. So Okay, so I also want to give you an example of someone who is past 60, and it's very interesting. I don't know if any of you watch like America's Got Talent, um, but let's see if I can pull up her picture here. Hang on. Oh yeah, okay. So she's a contestant on America's Got Talent. She's 73. So I don't look like that. So, you know, this is very interesting. She started bodybuilding at 59. And if you had been in my talk about, you know, about every 12 cycles, you want to prepare for major changes in her life. So this is at the end of her big 60-year cycle. So around 59 was when she started bodybuilding, and she's 73 now. So, you know, you may go through things that you want to do. So she was a school teacher, you know, she was in the first 60-year cycle, she was busy, you know, with her kids and her career. And this is a passion of hers. So she got into this at 59. So that's pretty amazing. So who knows what you're going to do at 60. So it's not exactly 60, it's around that time. And so it's very important that in these 12-year cycles, and especially that 60-year cycle, you prepare for these times to have major changes happen in your lives, so that you can go with that, so that the win is behind you when you want to make things happen and make things change. So every 12 years, every 60 years, but then we look at these 100 years and the markings on your face to help you guide. So these are not like, so when I look at face reading, it's not about like these set in stone, like predetermined things that are going to happen in your life. So if you have a big marking for your next year, you'll be like, oh no, but look at it also as an opportunity. Remember that usually it's the challenging times in our lives when we sort of reconsider things, look at things more deeply, and make big changes that oftentimes we learn really important lessons that help us in our lives. So I do want to, you know, don't be afraid. So that's one side, right, of the kidney, is that fear. We're all going to have a little bit of fear because it's kind of unknown in terms of future. It's not set. And I say that too with face reading, is that there may be markings on your face in the next year, in the next 10 years, the next 20 years, whatever. Okay. But don't look at those as fear. Look at those as opportunities. Look at those as times that you can gain a lot of wisdom. And maybe you're not on your path, and that might be something that will help jolt you into your path. So it doesn't mean that it's going to be a fun time. It is like, this is not a fun time for most people, this COVID time. But look at it as a huge opportunity. Perhaps like for me, I'll give an example. It's like, there's a lot of things I had on my list of things to do. And I've gotten a lot of those things done during this time that I normally would not have done. And it's also a very uncomfortable time because it's like there's a lot of uncertainty, but use that as an advantage, because you know you can accomplish things that you never thought you could have done. If otherwise you were going to continue on with what you were normally going to do in your life. So again, look at those marks also as an opportunity, and prepare for them. Okay, the more you prepare, right? What did they say about luck? It's preparation plus opportunity, right? So if you prepare and then the right moment comes along, magic happens, okay? So sometimes we prepare and it's not quite right. Well, we're gonna use that water determination, or use that willpower, okay? Or use that drive, all right? Or use that fire, that sparkle, okay? Or use that, you know, passion. So whatever your gifts are in your life, okay, utilize them to help you prepare, so that when that preparation and opportunity meet, okay, that's when you create your own luck. So thank you very much for joining us. And we'll see you tomorrow for the 8th exercise in basic 8.